Hello, humans, and welcome to another episode of Gen X Gamer. Well, guys, things are not looking great. Number one, we didn't get a Christmas email whatsoever. I mean, Phil, not even a statement. He said he was going to give us an update, nothing. John Alvarado couldn't log in and, just shoot out a generic email. Guys, it's not looking great. On top of that, it's all but imminent that a second part to the OOF video is coming out. And it is. And if rumors are to be believed, there's a lot of people that had a lot to say. Now, there's a lot of ramifications to that. And let me just say this. As far as Tommy Tallarico coming back after the first one, doubtful. After the second one, I I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen unless they really are right now trying to give him a chance to respond to everything that's being said. Um, and that's saying something, right? Because if you're asking for somebody to respond, is because what you have is pretty juicy. What could you do? I mean, there's not much you can do. You can try to, do some sort of legal action, not legal advice or financial advice, by the way. I don't know what you could do in this type of situation because this clearly is going to affect the business, guys. I mean, if this video comes out with what it's, what they're saying is going to come out with, the project's over. As we know it, it's done for, right? Whether you like it or not, especially if you're a supporter, Tommy Tallarico became the mascot of this console. You can't take away his name from this project at all. As a matter of fact, anybody buying this would not even be looking at putting uh, Amico on anything whatsoever. Could you move forward with projects, as far as licensing and stuff like that? Yeah, somebody purchases this, it's really strictly going to be for the software, IPs, stuff like that. It's not going to be to manufacture another console, not after this. But guys, I've come up with a list of things that I would like to see. Now, you guys can give me your top 10. I'm going to give you my top 10 because they're mostly, finance based. You know me. You know, I like to look at this business and how it went right, how it went wrong. The video after this you're going to see is going to be the moment that I knew that Tommy Tallarico was not the right man for the job. But for this one, I want to stick to this, right? I would like to see, if not all these 10 things, some of these 10 things addressed in the new OOF video, right? Number one, I'd really like for them to go with a fine tooth and comb over the Edgar papers because the Edgar papers show a different picture that was sold to the customers and to the investors, right? And how far apart those realities were. What Tommy said in the videos, what he said to people on YouTube, and then what was displayed in those papers to the government. It was quite different, and I would like that to be examined. I would also like it contrasted. My number 9 is to the investment videos, right? And what he said on those videos and what actually happened to the funds, to the distribution of the funds per the Edgar papers, and how different those realities were, right? I would love to see at my number 8, I would love to see interviews with the developers of the games that are stalled, whether it be Flying Tigers, Cloudy Mountain, everybody. I just want to see everybody say, "Hey, this is where we're at. This is what we can do." Because some of these games I would love to play. I would love to play Flying Tigers, guys, and I would like to have a date, for example, of when I can play that, when I can play Night Stalker, when I can play Cloudy Mountain, when we can play Finnegan Fox, all those things, right? Okay, that's my number 8. My number 7, I would love to have them interview past band members, specifically those that were in the the famed Brazil trip where the $100,000 were involved and they got somewhat implicated, and really dive into that story to see what really happened. I mean, that would be interesting. Right now, we've only known what the government paper said, what some of their statements are, but they didn't really go deep into it. So I'd really like to know what went on, during that period, like what happened. right? After that, number 6, I would like him to interview Pat and Ian, right? Because they have a good overview of what happened from beginning to end, and they can, give them a good solid picture of what this whole thing, how it started and how it ended, right? Also, an interview with Ars Technica, I think that would be comedy gold. I think they have a few things to say. I've also liked them to examine, and this is kind of just me being nerdy guys about this stuff, to examine the manufacturing dispute, right? That case, at least what's public information, and then examining, in depth what it took, what the, you know, uh, the chances are of them rekindling that relationship at some point. Who knows, right? But it'd be nice to know what happened there. Interview people who haven't received their refunds yet, right? People that are unhappy, just have them just speak their mind, and say, look, this is what happened, and I believe this person, that person, whatever. Number 2, I would like them to interview investors, right? Like them to interview 1 or 2 investors because they're really shy about coming on. And I don't know that they would do it publicly, maybe anonymously. But I like to know how they got involved, how they were, presented this project, who influenced them to invest, where they first heard of this stuff from, because it really could put a shine to what influencers are, right? Because a lot of them think, well, I never told them to invest. No, but you gave them a shine, right? That they saw Tommy pumping the console somewhere, right? And eventually it got to investing after he raised awareness about the console. But I think it would be interesting for a lot of YouTubers to see how that progresses. Okay. And number 1, and it's not going to happen, but this is my number 1, interview the man himself, or at least get a statement of, whatever they present to him, because, they said that they're giving him a chance to respond. I can just imagine the stuff they have, right? I can just imagine. But I'm sure there's a great conversation going around this. Is he going to respond? I don't know, guys. I mean, the way Tommy's acted right now is not the way that somebody who's been wrong acts. You know what I'm saying? I mean, when anybody, somebody makes a claim against you that aren't true, you stand up and you defend yourself. You don't hide, right? You don't hide from things that are false. So it'd be interesting, if they get him to make a statement of any sort, because up to now, not investors, not the YouTubers that back them, not his friends. Nobody has gotten him out of his shell, and according to some developers, he's not even taking their messages. So who knows? Who knows? At least that's the word on the street. I don't know that for a fact, but that's what's being said out there. But I'm sure that the second, video is really going to be in the nail in the coffin, if not the first one, to tell you the truth. And what makes me very worried right now of this thing ending all of a sudden is the fact that they didn't put anything out for Christmas. There's no spinning that. I don't know how they're going to do. I'm sure Rab is going to have some sort of response. Well, when he speaks about business, it's like, I don't know. I don't hear business. I just hear a lot of gibberish going on, but no real message there that has to do anything with this company. It has to do with some other company, some other entity, but not with the realities of in television. There really is no way to spin not sending a Christmas message to your customers. There really isn't. That's really bad news. So let's see what happens. Will they close before the second video comes out? What do you guys think? Tell me your top 10. What do you want to see on the second video? Those are mine, guys. Those are my views, my requests, the things that I would like to see just off the top of my head. But who knows? There's comedy in all of this. There's going to be, doesn't matter how this ends, we're going to find some real hard truths in here that in the end are going to be comical. Thank you guys for subscribing. Thank you for the comments. I really do appreciate it. And don't worry, I told you, I promised you a video every day until the holiday season ends, which is the first. So I'm making sure that I try to get all of them in a row here for you because I will go all the way wherever I need to go to give you that hit of entertainment and comedy. Guys, thank you so much. I'll catch you on the next one. Take care.
New videos every week. Make sure you don't miss out and subscribe.